Good morning. Good morning to our healthcare heroes. Good morning to all of our Lee Health viewers this morning. My name is Nicole Traum, and this is Lee Health's Healthcare Heroes Self-Care Moment. So thank you so much for tuning in this morning. It is Friday. It's always great when we make it through another week. I feel like we kind of lose track of time a little bit as we've been going through this quarantine, but it is nice when we get to sort of a little like landmark, like a Friday. So congratulations for getting through this week. Congratulations for doing all the things that you do, and thank you. So today we are going to talk about something fun. I got mail the other day. I love getting mail. I know I've talked about it before in here, and I got this little article, just a little clipping in my mailbox from my friend Lindy, who also works at Lee Health. And I was like, what is this? And it has a picture of a jellyfish on there. And I love jellyfish. I think they're so beautiful. If you've ever gotten a chance to, we went up to that aquarium up in Tampa, and there's just this whole big room with them, and they're really kind of magical. And I had never thought of this before, but this article is just a little clipping about a book, but it says, to swim, jellyfish contract their bodies, drawing in water, and then relax, forcing the water out. If they didn't relax between strokes, there would be no forward movement. In other words, taking breaks is vital to their process, and the same goes for humans. So the book goes on to explain some of this. But so of course I read this earlier in the week, and I put it on my desk, and I was like, gosh, that's a really, really cool analogy. And I was like, it kind of is exactly like how we breathe, right? I think sometimes we get into the habit of maybe not breathing in the correct way. So I want to go over what is the correct way to breathe and how does it apply to this jellyfish. So when we breathe, you want to inhale and expand, right? Fill up. And as you exhale, you're going to push that air out and you're going to soften. All right, so think about that. Inhale and then exhale. Filling up and emptying out. Good. Now, we've got this thing called a diaphragm that goes at the bottom of the ribs. And what happens is it starts to, just like a jellyfish, exactly like a jellyfish actually. So it's shaped like this, and it goes and it's attached kind of along the bottom of the ribs in the front and in the back. And so when we breathe, we inhale and it actually comes down. So it makes less of this dome shape and it starts to fill up so that our lungs can expand, our ribs can expand, our side body, our back body. And then as we exhale, it comes back up and it pushes that air out, okay? So think about that now. Inhale and exhale. Filling up the diaphragm. And then emptying it out. Start to feel your ribs expanding, your lungs expanding. Good. Even start to feel your back body expand. I actually brought this scarf in to show it maybe in a little bit more of a dramatic sense, right? So we've got our diaphragm like this, and as we inhale, it starts to come out, filling up, and then as it exhales, it pushes it back out. So it actually kind of comes down and then up, just like the jellyfish. All right, so thinking about that, I think it's a really, really beautiful analogy because the jellyfish kind of just like, they float through space. They have this way of being really graceful, but it's also in the way that they breathe that pushes them forward. So what we're gonna work on this morning are some things that stretch this area, because this area of our body, sometimes we sit like this, or maybe we sit like this, and it starts to impinge the way we breathe and the way we find freedom. And it also holds us back from moving forward because we start to feel tired or we start to feel sore. So we want to be able to tap into that and stretch out these places, and then we'll come back to our breath and see if it allows it to go a little deeper and to feel a little more freedom. So let's sit up nice and tall here, and we're going to bring our arms up and overhead and just start to stretch here. So big breath in, stretching up through your arms. You can reach up with your right arm, just reaching up, pressing down through your feet, and then up through your left arm. And notice the difference from side to side. So for me, I know my right side is a little bit tighter. So sometimes I'll start on that right side, and then I'll go to the left side, and I'll come back to the right side again, giving it a little extra. Just stretching up, feeling yourself lengthening here. Good. And then bring your arms back down. Exhale fully. Roll your shoulders onto your back. Good. And then bring your right elbow down and just stretch your left arm up. And now as you do that, press your left hip down. Get a little space into the side body. You can roll your shoulder back. You can look up. Just breathing into the side body, stretching things out. That's it. And then come on back through center. And now bring your left elbow down. Reach your right arm up. Same thing here. You're going to press down with your right hip. So just allowing yourself to create some more space. And this is going to make it a little bit easier for us to breathe. And we want to find that freedom. Good. And then come all the way back and just start to move your head side to side. That's it. Shift your weight cheek to cheek, side to side here, and just notice the difference even in there. So our hips sometimes can feel like one side's a little lifted and that shortens that side. Those muscles get tighter. So we just want to bring in space there. Just rocking side to side. Good. And then from here, we're going to inhale the arms up and just reach up tall. Exhale and reach forward, just stretching out of your seat. Inhale, coming up, leaning back a little. Exhale, really reaching forward, really stretching long. Good. Let's do 2 more. Inhale and exhale, stretching nice and full. Good. And then this next time as you come forward, you can linger there and you're just really stretching up through your back body. I'm going to bring my head so that my ears are in line with my arms. And then I'm just going to reach right hand and left hand, right and left. So stretching up through the back body. The back ribs, they do expand and soften, but sometimes they get really tight. So we need to bring in that space. And then we'll slowly come all the way back up and exhale the arms back down again. Come back through center. Roll your shoulders onto your back. And now just move your head side to side. Kind of check out where there's tension there. And you can come back to your breath, noticing that expansion, right? So, and the softening. Inhale. And exhale. And if it helps, you can move your hands like this. I think I'm going to call this the jellyfish breath. 2 more. Good. And then we're going to come on up to standing. So one thing that's nice to practice when we come up from standing is how to get out of your chair correctly. And a really quick demo on this one. You're going to scoot forward in your chair and lean forward. So you get your nose over your toes and then use the strength of your legs to press yourself up. So you may have to come really far forward. You can use your hands on your body or on your legs or even on your chair. You want to feel steady and then come all the way up. All right, so I'm going to turn my chair over there for a second. And what we'll start here with is just stretching out long. So bring your hands to the back of your chair or to the wall and just walk your hips back and start to stretch here. And as you stretch, I want you to think about breathing into your back body. So you're going to breathe in to the back body with your inhale. Good. And then exhale, let it soften. Filling up and softening down. Your ears are, again, they're in line with your arms. So there's not too much tension on the neck. Let's do 2 more deep breaths here. And then walk yourself in and just roll your shoulders onto your back. Good. We're going to come back here. And now keep your right hand on the chair and just let your left arm soften down. So you can look out underneath your right arm. Maybe you can touch the floor. If not, don't worry about it. You can kind of just hang out here. Take another deep breath. Make sure your hips are reaching back. Good. And then slowly come on up. Make sure you get your balance back. Good. And then keep your left hand on the chair and drop your right arm down. And just take a stretch. You can look out underneath your left armpit. Make sure you wear deodorant today. Just give yourself a chance to stretch here and create more space. Good. Take another deep breath. And then we'll come back through center. Good. And walk in. And now what we'll do here is we're going to let's bring your hands to our knees actually. We're going to bend the knees and then straighten the legs. So you don't even have to come all the way down yet with your head. Just bending your knees and lifting your hips straight up to straighten the legs. That's it. 2 more times. Perfect. And then keep your legs straight. Inhale and look forward, and then exhale, start to bow down. Now notice I keep my hands on my legs here so I don't have to reach too far. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, bowing in. Good, 2 more like that. Inhale and exhale. So you're gonna feel the back of your legs, your low back, back of the heart, and then just stay there, and you can either grab onto your elbows or you can just reach down towards the floor, or even keep your hands on your knees and rock side to side. Good, just letting your head release. Let's take 1 more round of breath. And then we'll roll up, and you can actually walk your hands right back up and come back to your seat. There we go. All right, so as you come back to your seat now, let's take that comfortable seat and notice how you're feeling now. So we started out kind of cold, right? We started out with that breath, thinking about the jellyfish. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that breath work, and then we're gonna do a little bit of a meditation, allowing ourselves to kind of get a little light. All right, it is Friday. There is a general sense of heaviness in our world right now. And so we can take this time to really recharge so that we can be more present for ourselves and for others during this time. So it's nice to be able to kind of turn within, to recharge, to find ways that we can just be more present for ourselves and others. All right, so as you come in and take whatever your comfortable seat is, sit up nice and tall, and then begin with your eyes open. And just think about that whole jellyfish idea, right? Inhale and exhale. Filling up the breath, and then emptying it out. You can imagine it. You can visualize it. And then you can close your eyes and continue with that breath. Filling up and expanding on your inhale. Exhaling and emptying out, softening. Inhaling and exhaling. Letting yourself breathe. Allowing the breath to move you forward. To continue that movement through life, even though you might feel like you're stuck. So with your eyes closed, just imagine that lightness, that gracefulness that the jellyfish has, as it slowly moves its way through the water. Every breath moving you forward. Notice your inner body as you fill up with breath. And then allow your outer body to soften. Slow inhale. Slow exhale. Beginning to notice your jaw releasing. Your shoulders softening. Even your hips relaxing down. Allowing your breath to be a full body experience. Let's take 3 more rounds of breath here. Imagining yourself moving through the water with ease, with grace, with peace. Moving through your life with all of those things. And then bring your hands in front of your heart and just take a moment to let that feeling stay with you. Maybe you continue with the breath, thinking of that jellyfish. Maybe you can soften your shoulders a little bit more. Feel your seat rooted down into your chair. Just allowing yourself to enjoy this moment, this present moment, this present body, to recharge yourself so that you can better serve others in your community and all around. And as we close, as we always do, we bow to each other. We bow especially to our healthcare heroes that are still working to maintain and support us through this time. So we bow to each other, we bow to you. Namaste. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Nicole Traum with Lee Health's Healthcare Heroes Self-Care Moment. We'll be back on Monday at 6:40 a.m. So I look forward to seeing you. Bye, everyone.